Welcome back, everybody. Gaming Grandpa doing my Lost in the MLS series. Now, I wanted to cover what happens after the roster compliance date with either claiming players off waivers, waiving players, guaranteed contracts, and waiver lists and stuff like that. I felt it's very important for you to kind of understand this. All right, now, first off, the email that I received, and I kind of touched base on this last episode and also in my bad series. Now, it says the contract guaranteed date has passed, which was March 4th after the registration. Okay, and it says here, guaranteed contracts are players who are at least 24 years old and have had at least one complete season in the MLS. Okay, the two players that I really want to get rid of are Nealis and Barlow. All right, now, if you'll notice, they're both over 20, they're 24 or older. So what that means is I can no longer release them on a free because we already hit registration date, which was March 4th. So I have to waive them now because preseason and that time is over. Okay, I can still get rid of them, but they're going to end up, if they clear waivers, which what that means is they're going to go on a waiver wire, and I'm going to show you that in just a bit. If they pass through waivers and no team selects them, then that means they cleared waivers. That means they're a free agent. I gave up my rights to them and everything else that goes along with that. But that also means that they have a guaranteed contract, so I'm stuck paying their salary while they're sitting at home on a free agent list waiting to play for another club. Okay, so you have to be very careful for when you do that. Now, if I want to release, like, say, a 21-year-old, okay, I can release him, and unless he's a designated player, a young designated player, or under 22 initiative, or if I put a clause in his contract that guaranteed he'd get paid no matter what, then he'd also have a guaranteed contract, but he doesn't. So I even added this clause over here that says guaranteed contract. Now, here's what I don't understand. Sports Interactive has done a wonderful job, don't get me wrong, but Barlow and Nealis both qualified to have a guaranteed contract, even though they're in my B team. Okay, so if I waive them, they still are subject to them rules. All right, and I'll show you what I'm talking about. See my squad here? It says guaranteed contract. The second player is guaranteed. I didn't want to do that. Second player is guaranteed, which is Luquinhas. That's because he's a designated player. Okay, I can release him, but if nobody picks him up on waivers, I'm still stuck paying his salary. Now, I free up my designated player slot, which is something that, it's a whole other ballgame. But I wanted to show you the difference between guaranteed contracts and none. Okay, so I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to go to contract, and notice release player, release on a free is no longer there. I can still do mutual termination, but he's not going to go for that, and I'm still going to end up paying him money if I do that. Now, I can buy down his salary cap, but I don't need to because waive player. And it's going to tell me here, all right, are you sure you want to do this? It's going to say other clubs have a maximum of 2 days to try to take over his contract. If they don't, then he clears waivers. I'm stuck paying his salary. However, it says right here, New York can still use their guaranteed contract buyout option for this season. That means that I can buy out one guaranteed player's contract and not have it count towards a salary cap, okay? I know it says off-season, but it's through the whole season. Okay, so basically the cool thing is if he clears waivers and I choose to do this, which I don't have the option, the club will automatically do that. I don't have that option. It's not something I could click on and say, yes, let's do it, and no, don't. All right, so when you're waiving players, you have to make sure, like if I waive this guy and waive another guy that I'm paying $67.5 for, chances are the board might pick him up and use the contract buyout for him, and I'm stuck paying this guy's contract. So until this has been exercised right here, just release one at a time or waive one at a time. So yeah, we're going to do that. All right. No teams want him. He's been listed. Nobody wants his butt. So I'm going to get that $246,000 off of my salary cap and go ahead and waive him. Okay. So I'm just going to leave that alone. And it will tell me the same thing if I try to do Barlow, but he is wanted, so there's still chances that I might be able to get rid of him. All right, now also check out the salary cap right now. I'm at $4.8 million. I can buy it down if I want to. I'm not going to. There's no point right now. But I have 403 remaining, so keep that in mind. Now, another thing I want to show you is whenever a player is waived, they're put on the waiver wire, okay, they come up with this. Now, this is where a lot of people have argued in the past that says that, the AI for the MLS is horrible. They don't know how to do anything, blah, blah, blah. They waive all these fantastic players. These aren't fantastic players. I mean, and here's the other thing. All right, if you go through my squad planner, there's some players that, I might not want. I mean, if I had this kid signed, there's a chance I might waive him too. Just it happens. All right, so don't, just because you see this is out of 29 teams in the league. That's all the players that have been waived. That's not that many. I mean, it really, really isn't. Colorado got rid of one. I mean, he's 21 years old. I mean, but here's why they got rid of him. $313,000 is what they're paying him. He's not a guaranteed contract. So he's going to end up, if nobody picks him up, which it looks like somebody did, but if nobody picks him up, they're not going to have to pay that salary anyway. So if you can't get rid of players, you can't trade them, you can't sell them, what are you going to do? I mean, it happens. So I don't fault the AI for doing this. I mean, because I've done it in the past. It happens. Tyler Wolff, that's crazy. Why are they doing that? Oh, well. Tyler Wolff, yeah, I see why. He's not that good. All right, now, he's on United too. That's interesting. Kind of interesting. All right. But yeah, okay. It's not Tyler, it's Owen that's the good player. Never mind. Tyler's his younger brother. Okay. I understand. He's not that good of a player. But it happens. I mean, but another way to go here to find a waiver list is go to Major League Soccer, transfers, waiver list. All right. These are all the players that are on the waiver list currently. Now, mine will not show up on here. It's really weird why it doesn't. The one I released, he won't show up on this list because I can't pick my own players from it, if that makes sense. All right. Now, we're currently in spot 19, and I wanted to show you a couple things. Number one, I wanted to sign this player. Remember, he's on my squad planner. I wanted to sign him. I'm currently at 29 registered players, so I could sign him, but he's going to be on a SMS contract, so that would put me over the limit. So he's going to end up going down to the B team, but I do want to sign him because I'm probably going to get rid of Harper. There's a lot of different things that I'm going to do, but I do want to sign this kid. All right, so I'm going to show you, since nobody's bid for him, all right, that means I have a good chance of getting him. Now, what that means is St. Louis City they're at the top of the waiver list, okay? If they put a bid on him, and I'm down here and I put a bid on him, they're ahead of me, so they're going to automatically, pick him up when the waiver wire ends, which for these guys is in 2 days. And then once it ends, then he'll go to St. Louis City, okay? Now, if I place a bid on him and Dallas does, I'm going to get him, okay? So whoever's higher up the chain gets him. Now, once you bid on a player and you get that player on your team, you can't back out of it, by the way. Once you place a bid, it's final. All right, you'd have to release him or waive him again, and that's not very good. All right, I would go down to the bottom. All right, so it's kind of a listing, to help you bid players. It's the same way in baseball, same way in basketball. There's a lot of sports that do this. But I do want this kid. Now, I have two options. I can try to go ahead and pick him up. I've done that before. I'm going to show you how to do it here in a second. Or I could let him hope that he clears waivers, and I can tell you now that he will clear waivers because if somebody wanted him, there'd be a bid on him already. Okay, so I could let him clear waivers, and I have to sign him to a contract, and he's probably going to ask for the same blasted thing. Now, the difference between letting him clear waivers, whereas go ahead and signing him now and getting him on waivers. If I pick him up from waivers, he has to go in my 30-man roster. He has to. All right. That means that if I already had 30 and I pick him up, I can't move him to the B team because I have to register him first. So that means that some other player on my team is going to have to be waived. So keep that in mind also if you're picking up players. You got to have room for these players off the waiver wire. So it's better to just let him clear waivers, seeing how, somebody's already bid for him. Now, here's how you can tell who put a bid for him. All right. You go to transfer status, and right here, Colorado placed a bid on him, okay, on vanilla. Now, Colorado are in 29th spot. So if I wanted him and I put a bid and Colorado did, I would get him, okay, because I'm higher up than them, all right? But I don't want to do it, but I'm going to show you how to do it. before I do that, I'm going to save because I don't want to take him from waivers. Another thing about the waiver wire is if you select a player from waivers, you assume their entire contract. Okay, so I'd be paying Vinicius Melo $350,000 a year, and whatever contract he's on an under 22 initiative. I could not sign him anyway because I already have my 3. Okay, so that's another thing you have to be careful of, because if I tried to sign him and I put a bid in, and it comes after the 2 days, it says, I would have won a bid, but I don't have room for him, then he's automatically getting waived and I'm still at the bottom of the list. Okay, so just be very leery about that. So if I want to sign him from waivers, I would go up here and I would go claim players from waivers. Are you sure you want to do this? Yes. Okay, so now the bid is on. All right, so then in 2 days when he passes waivers, I'm going to get an email. It's going to say, I claimed him off waivers. Then I'm going to move down to the bottom, and then, I'm 26. Okay, it moved me down here probably because they have bids already. All right, and I was ahead of them, so that's how that works. But because all 3 of these teams have bids already. All right, that's how that works. I don't go to the directly bottom. I was ahead of them, so boom. All right, now, just be careful by claiming these players on waivers. You have to have space to be able to put them on your roster immediately. Otherwise, you end up losing somebody else, and it's really weird. All right, so don't do that unless you have the room. Now, what I could do, since I have 29, is I can claim him off waivers, register him, and then tomorrow I could move him to the B team and unregister him, and now he's in my B team, and I'm still back to 29 players. I am going to end up paying his salary because that's how it is in sport and Football Manager. In real life, players in a B team, you don't have to pay their salary. All right, so if you move players down, they come off your salary cap. I'm sorry, you still pay their wages through your payroll, but you don't come out of the salary cap. All right, but in Football Manager, it still counts. So it's really, it's kind of weird. All right, now I don't want to claim him off waivers though. So I just wanted to show you how to do it in case you want to. Now there's times when you might want to do it. For example, you pick up a player. All right, let's say Vinicius Melo, competitions, Major League Soccer, transfers, waiver list. Let's say that he's currently at 350,000. Okay, if he clears waivers and I want to sign him, he might ask for 500,000. So there are benefits to claiming players off of waivers. If you can get them cheap, like these guys are cheap, man, they are. All right, then by all means do it. But just be very careful on what kind of contract they have. See, like this kid here, or this guy, I don't blame them for waiving him. I mean, he's 648,000, and he's not that good of a player. I don't know why they're paying him that to begin with. I never would have been doing it myself, but so I understand why they waive players. I truly do. I mean, it's a way to get them off your books if they're not guaranteed. Maybe this guy's only played not even a year, even though he's over 24, if he hasn't played a year in the MLS. I mean, it's possible they just signed him 3 months ago, so there's a lot of reasons why they do that. Okay, I want this kid, but I'm going to wait. And then basically you hit continue, and I waived the other dude, so I'm just going to basically get through here 2 days. But yeah, the waiver wire, it can be a very useful tool for getting decent players. Now, I will tell you another thing I did was I scouted all the players that were on the waiver wire that were youngsters because they're Americans. Not all of them are Americans, but what I did was went to age, and I hit the 15 down to 18, and I went ahead, and all of these are Americans anyway, and he wouldn't count as foreign anyway. But I went ahead and scouted him because, I mean, a 15-year-old kid, he might be a decent little player. You never know. I mean, he's worth up to $13 million, so I might go ahead and sign him. He's homegrown to boot. He's not gonna go through waivers, so I might sign him and move him to my B team. He's getting 85.5, which is fine with me because a lot of times I can sign these players and I can get them cheaper than what is on their contract. All right, so that's another thing to think about also. I mean, you can do that with any player. You can put anybody in your B team at any time. They might not like it, but because they signed that contract, you can't. Oh, here we go. Nealis, and nobody wants him. So he's going to clear waivers. And then I will show you what happens with the buyout clause. And once that's used up, I can't use it again the rest of the season. And it's going to tell me that this kid, just do that, that the kid that I wanted has cleared waivers. What's his name? Yeah, Caden. And because he's on my short list. Okay. He's been released after passing through waivers. We have decided to invoke our guaranteed contract buyout option on him, and therefore it doesn't matter. All right. We're going to go to finances, and remember it was at $420. I got his entire salary back. All right. That's how that works. It's a pretty good little deal to do, but now I can't use it for the rest of the season, which don't worry, I'm not going to use it for the rest of the season. You know, the other guy I'm just going to keep in here. Now, I might pass him. He might not pass through waivers. Somebody might claim him. You know, same thing with this dude. You know, somebody might claim him. But that's how you, number one, you get rid of players after the guaranteed contract date or the roster registration date, which is March 4th. All right, for players that are of age and that have guaranteed contracts. That's how you can get rid of them. Now, I'm not going to be able to get rid of any more unless I'm going to take a chance on him not clearing waivers that somebody would draft him or pick him up, but I doubt they will. All right, now, the reason it says this dude has is because he was on my short list, all right? And since he was not on a guaranteed contract, will not impact the salary cap, they'll have the chance to use their buyout option for this season, so they can still do that, all right? Now, I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to sign this dude. And see, he wants pretty much what was already on his contract, all right? He wants to be a breakthrough okay, that's fine. He wants to be a senior minimum salary, which is fine. I don't know. Let's try reserve and see if he goes for it. Yep, okay. He won't, and that's fine. I want the kid anyway, and I'm going to move him to my B team for now. All right, but that's how you do it. That's funny. I can remove him from my short list because I have a bid on him, and chances are he'll come to me. All right, these are players I'm scouting. Oh boy, I got all these guys I'm scouting. Recruitment focus update, South America. I got a lot going on. I don't know who picked this one, but that wasn't me. I don't want that one. But anyway, guys, I just wanted to let you know that's how you do that. That's how you waive players. That's how you can claim players off of waivers and different things like that. So I will once again have just random listings or random episodes on different things when I find that it's important. I do know I'm going to show you when I get ready to sign a player on a designated player contract for next year, because I can use my one time a season buying down a designated player contract to a senior contract. That way I could actually have 4 DPs instead of the 3, and I'll show you how to do that when that hits. But sometimes you can get some good players on here. All right, I don't want older players. I'm looking for younger players. You know, and all them guys are on my scouting list. So we'll see what happens. But, all right, nobody else has claimed anybody. You know, usually once March 4th hits, there's not that much room to find, not that much room for teams to get players. All right, because their rosters are pretty much full. But come June and July, you'll find out that, you know, throughout the season, players are getting waived. You know, it happens all the time. So, you know, you can still pick up players, you can still sell players, you can still trade for players, you know, you never know. So, anyhow, guys, I just wanted to go ahead and show you all this. I will definitely have more episodes. So, thank you for watching, and drop a thumbs up, ask some questions, leave some comments, and subscribe for more videos. So, until the next episode, thanks for watching, and have a good day. Welcome back, everybody. Gaming Grandpa here with another episode of Lost in MLS. This one's going to be fairly short. Once again, when I run across something that I feel is important, I want to go ahead and talk about it. Now, before I get into the main ingredient of this episode, I wanted to show you all of my designated players. You're allowed 3. Well, if you watched my previous tutorial, the MLS Explained, you'll realize that you can have 3 as long as at least one of them is a young designated player. I happen to have 2. So it works out great. Now, I have 3 DPs, okay? And maybe you could help me figure this out. I have Circati, Luquinhas, and Diamante. And if you look at the amount of money All right, Diamande is the least amount, so I just assumed that it would be him. However, I'm beginning to think now that it's the expiration date, if you want to know the truth about it. So, because what's going to happen is, I want to sign this kid, all right, Mergella, and the only way he would come here was on a DP contract. So, I had to offer it to him. And knowing the fact that I get one DP buy down a year, and I haven't used it yet. So that is how I've been playing this. I know that that happens. All right, now what's going to happen is it's going to take Luquinhas and his contract, and it's going to make it a senior. Now, here's the thing. He has, it doesn't say it in here, he has a DP contract, but he has all this other stuff on here. Oh, he actually has that. That's cool. Okay. And I don't know why it's not showing it, but oh well. You know how it has like your substitution fee and appearance fee and all that stuff. Okay, that's the main difference between DP and senior. Senior, you can't offer any of that crap. So anyhow, I want the kid, and I signed him on a DP contract. So we're going to go ahead and make Luquinhas' contract into a senior by using $550,000 of allocation money. Now, in case you're wondering how much I have left of TAM, I have enough to do that. So we're going to go ahead and do it. I'm going to hit confirm. And then we now used up that money. He has a senior contract. And then boom, there we go. All right, see, he gets all this stuff here. And that's why he wanted the DP contract. But yeah, he's going to be a decent little player. So we're going to go into the contracts. And now we're going to look at Luquinhas, and it hasn't rolled over yet. That's because I need to hit continue. And then I'll show you my target allocation money has went down to I keep hitting the wrong button. I am tired. Okay. So we're down to 2. How you like that? All right. Where's he at? He is right here. All right, so he is no longer on a DP contract. He's on a senior contract. Now, here's the problem with that. All right, it's over the $651,000 that I'm allowed to use. So that's going to come out next year on my target allocation money. I don't like to do it that way, but that's one drawback. Now, I also want to talk about buying down players' contracts. When I registered the squad, okay, I had plenty of salary cap money left, and I even have more left now, so I didn't need to do it, buy it down much. But we're going to go ahead and do it. And well, first I'm going to save it because I really don't want to do it yet, but I'm just going to show you how to do this. Now, when he's a DP, you're only allowed to buy it down so much. Now, where did he go? Right here. Okay, contract. You could do it 2 ways. You could go into contract details, or you could hit buy down directly. Let's go into details. And then look at right here. I bought him down to $150,000, which is not supposed to happen. It's only supposed to go to $651, but that's okay. Anyway, I'm going to use up all that allocation money, but now it's going to reduce. And I think I have to roll over still. Yeah, I have to roll over. It didn't use it yet. Now, did it use my targeted? Yeah, it did. Okay, that's cool. Oh, well. I didn't get the player that I wanted. Where did he go? Yeah, I have a lot of players coming in. Where's it at? This dude. I wanted this kid. I mean, I really, really wanted him. But you know what? That's okay. He could play almost anywhere. And he went to Eindhoven, was it? Yeah. That's funny. But anyway, that's the 2 things that I wanted to kind of show you. And as we get in, as I run into more, I'm going to show you more, So anyway, I'm going to try to keep these as short and sweet as I can. But that is how you buy down. Now, the trick to that is you have to currently have 3 DPs on your team already, which I did. And you only can use the buy down when you have a player that you offered a DP contract to that's getting ready to sign for you. Then it will let you do it. You can't do it ahead of time, in hopes that you're going to get another DP, okay? It has to be used then, and that's what it was. So that is awesome. Anyway, guys, I'm going to go ahead and save it again just because my game has been crashing like crazy. And I'm going to go ahead and end the episode. So if you like what I'm doing and if you like this series and this episode, please leave me a comment, ask me some questions. I'm here to help. And then subscribe if you want more videos. And also, please leave me a thumbs up. It helps build my channel. So thanks again, guys, and talk to you soon.